Philosophy time. Chef Daddy 9000. My heart sends joy and love to yours and hopes that all the kindness and blessings that are possible for you this day come into your life in amazing ways. We're going to read some more about kindness from Gary Chapman's Love is a Way of Life. Many of us as children learn maxims that contain more falsehood than truth. One of these is sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never harm me. The fact is, negative, condemning words can hurt for a lifetime. When Molly had just come out of college, she had little money to set up her first apartment. In her search for furniture, she raided her parents' attic and found her grandmother's antique desk. It needed work, but it would be a beautiful addition to her home. Molly spent a weekend carefully repairing and polishing the desk, and when her father saw it, instead of affirming her work or making helping suggestions, he grunted and shook his head in disapproval. Molly moved the desk into her living room, but did not forget her father's silent criticism. 10 years later, the refinished desk sat in the home Molly shared with her husband and 2 daughters. Would have been better with a Danish oil finish, her father said one day, gesturing towards the desk. What I heard, Molly says, was that my life would have been better with a different finish. I just couldn't please him. Some of us received an unfair share of unwholesome words as we were growing up. The challenge for all of us as adults is to replace unkind words with loving words in our vocabulary. Our natural tendency is to give to others what we receive, but when we love intentionally, we can learn to speak words of kindness. Do the words you speak in your home and job build up others, or do they make life more difficult for others? If we live a life of authentic love, we will tie acts of kindness to words of kindness. The father who says to his teenager in exasperation, "Okay, you can go out, now get off my back," has made a positive statement, but is spoken unkindly. The teenager leaves feeling estranged from her father. The loving father might say, "You can go out, and I hope you have a good time. I love you, so be careful." His tone of voice and facial expression are as important as his words. It can be easy to slip into habits of teasing and putting down others, especially when the other person is a family member. That's why I love overhearing couples speaking kindly to each other. The other day, I heard a husband chiding himself for the time he'd locked his family out of the house. "That was just once, honey, and it all worked out," his wife said easily. She took an opportunity for criticism and turned it into a chance to affirm. Some time ago, I was counseling with a middle-aged daughter whose father had died. She told me, "Mom and Dad put each other down for 47 years. I could never understand why they stayed married." "Do you think that they would have spoke differently if they'd been married to someone else?" I asked. "Probably not," she said, "because they both gave me negative words also. And I think I was a pretty good daughter. I think they were just 2 negative people who happened to marry each other." How tragic that some people choose to have a negative attitude towards life and unwholesome words flow from their mouths daily. Never underestimate the power of kind words to change someone's life. Years ago, Nikki Cruz, a drug-addicted gang leader on the streets of New York City, confronted David Wilkerson, a young man committed to helping people like Nikki. "You come near me and I'll kill you," Nikki warned. "You could do that. You could cut me into 1,000 pieces and lay them out in the street and every piece would love you," Wilkerson responded. Is anyone responded that in time Cruz left his life on the streets and is now making a positive impact in the world? The kind person looks for ways to verbally affirm others. Kind words affirm who people are and what they do. Kind words affirm who people are and what they do. Kind words affirm who people are and what they do. I recently attended a meeting at which the psychologist John Trent was speaking. He told his own story of growing up in a single-parent home. His dad was an alcoholic and left his mom when John was young. John and his siblings harbored a lot of hurt and anger, which showed up in their behavior. John and his brother were expelled from elementary school for their misconduct. When he was a senior in high school, John received a failing grade on his term paper. John said, "I thought it was good. I worked hard on it. Of course, I didn't start it until the night before it was due, but I worked hard." His mother looked at his paper with the failing grade and said, "Well, you didn't include any footnotes and you left out the table of contents. But this is so well written. I would not be surprised if someday you use your words to help people." John grew up in that encouragement. Today, he is a prolific and popular writer. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth Kind words see the best in the individual and call it forth. Kind words are not always positive words. Genuine love confronts people when their behavior is destructive. Sonia, speaking about her maternal grandmother, tells me, she loved me unconditionally, even when she tells me something I need to do better. Through my ups and downs, she always supported me. She lets me know when I am wrong, but never withholds her love from me. When we confront someone for the benefit of the other person in a spirit of meekness, then even confrontation can hold words of kindness. The challenge is to speak the truth and to speak it in love. How do we learn to speak words of kindness? Become aware of the importance of words. Your words are powerful enough to give life or death. One way to heighten your own awareness of this truth is to listen to the words of others. You might even write down the kind words you hear from others throughout the day, as well as record any unkind words you hear. This can be an eye-opening experience. Listen to yourself speaking. To make this a habit, ask yourself after each verbal interaction with another person, what kind of words did I say, and what kind words did I say, and what unwholesome words did I say? Then go back and apologize for the unwholesome words spoken. Because apologizing can be difficult, it often provides a good reminder to change your patterns of speech. Replace unwholesome words with wholesome words. A good place to begin is in private. When you find yourself saying nasty things to other drivers, why not change your words? Instead of saying, "You fool, you could have killed somebody," maybe you can say, "May you go home safely and not kill yourself or someone else first." When you rephrase negative statements into positive statements in private, you're far more likely to do it in public. Remember the value of every person you meet. Each one of us has a unique role in life. Receiving and giving love is a part of fulfilling that role, even if someone seems unlovable at times. If you have in mind how important each person is, you are far more likely to speak words of kindness.